you're not fat just because you're eating a surplus of calories. You're actually eating a surplus of calories due to a deeper issue that is actually what's causing you to be fat, that is actually leading to obesity. Okay, this information that I'm going to be sharing with you guys is the information that has helped me lose almost 70 pounds in less than a year. So if you guys want to learn what the deeper issue is and how you can help yourself heal from it, make sure you watch the whole video. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if you like content like this. But basically, what's going on, the underlying issue as to why you're obese is insulin resistance. Okay, I talk about that a lot on my channel, but I'm going to go in depth into what insulin resistance is, to make it understandable to you guys and basically break it down for you guys. So, insulin resistance is basically when your body produces too much insulin. And just so you guys know, insulin is a hormone in your body where if your insulin is high, you cannot tap into fat burning. And so your body is in a state of fat storing. So you want to bring your insulin down in order to get your body back into fat burning. But basically what insulin resistance is that every single time you eat sugar or carbohydrates, you're spiking your blood sugar, right? And your insulin is a hormone that is meant to bring your blood sugar back to a normal level. So you're spiking your blood sugar and then your insulin also goes up in an attempt to bring your blood sugar back down. And what happens is that you're eating so frequently and you're eating so much sugar and so much carbohydrates that your blood sugar is raising constantly throughout the day, which means your insulin is also raising constantly throughout the day. If you're snacking and you're overeating and you're eating a lot of sugar and you're eating a lot of carbs, you're spiking your insulin so often to where your body no longer responds to insulin the same way. So what ends up happening is that it overproduces insulin even more because it's not getting the response. The insulin's not going into the cells the way it's supposed to. And so your pancreas thinks that there's no insulin, so it needs to overproduce. And it's almost kind of like when you're talking to someone and they don't respond to you. And so you like talk louder and louder and louder because you think they can't hear you. It's kind of the same thing with insulin resistance. Because the insulin is not having the same response in the cells are not responding, your body's producing more and more to make up for that. And so you end up in a state where basically your body just has too much insulin in the body, and that's how you have insulin resistance. Now, what are the symptoms of insulin resistance? How does insulin resistance actually affect your weight? So when you have insulin resistance, like I said, you're in a state of fat storing. You're not in a state of fat burning, which means you cannot burn fat. Your body does not burn fat when you have high insulin and you have resistance issues. So you have weight issues. Insulin resistance also leads to high cravings, especially for high sugar and high carb foods. It also makes you very insatiably hungry, where you feel like you can't stop eating. I know a lot of obese people, just including me, like when I was overweight, I had this issue as well, where you feel like you can't stop eating. You're ravenously hungry and you're also craving carbs and a bunch of sugar and all types of unhealthy junk foods because your body is insulin resistant. Another way that insulin resistance actually shows up on your body is through something called acanthosis nigricans. I'm going to actually put a picture up so you guys can see. It's darkness on the neck, darkness in between your chest, and different parts of your body, dark patches. That is very common when someone has insulin resistance. It shows up on your body. Another way that you can know that you have insulin resistance is if you have pre-diabetes or type 2 diabetes. That insulin resistance is the cause of diabetes. So that is basically the premise of insulin resistance and what it causes in your body. That is how it leads to obesity. And so that's why I don't like when people simplify the weight issue to say, yeah, you just need to eat less calories, because you're not actually getting to the root of the problem as to why you're eating so many calories, which is the insulin resistance problem. That is what's making you so hungry. That is what's making you feel like you can't stop eating. That is what's making you have all these cravings for sugar and carbohydrates. Now, let's get into how can we actually heal the insulin resistance so that we're not so hungry and we don't have so many cravings, and we can actually be in a state of fat burning rather than fat storing, right? We want to learn how to bring our insulin down. We don't want to have high insulin anymore, okay? And counting calories is not going to do that for you. You need to watch the foods that you're putting in your mouth. You need to, number one, you need to eat less frequently, because if insulin resistance is caused by eating too frequently and spiking your insulin too much, you want to do the exact opposite. You want to eat less frequently. Try to do intermittent fasting. I always recommend 16 to 20 hours of fasting every single day. Try not to have too many meals in your eating window. I would recommend 2 meals a day, even if you want to push it to one, or if you want to have three, that's fine, but just try to have as little meals as possible. Don't snack too often, and make sure you're intermittent fasting to give your body a good fasting window. Another way to reverse insulin resistance is to not eat sugar and carbohydrates so much to where you're spiking your insulin so much. Because remember, every time your blood sugar spikes, your insulin also spikes. So you want to eat lower sugar and less frequently. Now, if you want more information on how to heal insulin resistance, how to get your weight under control, get your body back into a state of burning fat for energy, then definitely check out the links down below. I am offering one-on-one coaching as well as an ebook that will teach you step by step how I was able to lose weight. I was able to lose over 65 pounds with the information I'm sharing with you, and it has helped countless others as well. And I also have a 4-week meal plan. So definitely check it out, guys. I have a lot of information down below for you to help you guys with this. But I really, really hope this video was helpful, you guys. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and comment down below what you guys want to see next. And I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.